There's a man who has been accused of impersonating the police in a place called Acworth, Georgia. How did he get caught? Well, he was in his fake police car and he decided to engage, according to the report, his emergency lights in front of the chief of police for Acworth, Georgia, and he got pulled over. Let me give you some background. Put up the picture full mass here. Now, damn it, does that not look like a police uniform to you? Now let's keep this picture up for a minute. We have covered multiple stories about individuals impersonating the police. I don't understand this. I don't know why anyone would want to impersonate being the police. I'd rather impersonate being a crack dealer than impersonate being a cop. But that's on him. That's on the individual. Let's go to the background. The Acworth police said a man was arrested for impersonating an officer and using emergency lights inappropriately. The Acworth police say it was the man's car that first caught their attention. They saw his uniform next. It seemed a lot like his own. Investigators say he also had a radio and a utility belt with magazines for the gun. I mean, this guy came in full apparel. Let's look at the car. So the vehicle is actually an old police car with all the bells and whistles of a police vehicle. As a matter of fact, line by line, this car, the fake police car, was better than their real police cars in Acworth, Georgia. When Acworth Police Chief Wayne Denard noticed that the driver of a car had turned on a red and white flashing emergency light to make his way through the traffic, he had his officers pull him over. The police body camera video shows the chief asking the driver about the emergency lights. Mr. Denard said, and I quote, "Why all these emergency lights?" Denard said, and I quote, "Did I see you use emergency lights to get out on Lake Acworth Drive?" The Dodge Charger was an old police car that still had the bells and whistles. It still had the spotlight on it, the push bar on it, the rear lights of the vehicle near the tag, the lights in the rear window, the front windshield and side lights of the vehicle, and also the prisoner compartment in the rear of the car, according to a corporal. It had everything, including the back seat. It still had those items. Now, typically, if you purchase one of these old police cars from an auction or from another dealer or broker, it's stripped of these capabilities unless you decide to restore them. So we don't know the information to that yet. He also showed them a badge. Here's the badge, okay? So here's what's happening right now. You have the real police pulling over the fake police. The fake police has engaged his emergency lights in front of the police chief. He gets pulled over. He's talking about why he has emergency lights, and then he pulls out a badge. What is this man thinking? That's the badge. The driver was wearing a uniform which looked very much like a police uniform. Patches on both shoulders called Georgia, a name tag, rank insignia on his collar, and other decorations that made him appear to be a police officer. The person in uniform also hoisted the badge. Who is he? The suspect, 33 years of age, his name is Jerardson Mackey. Said the uniform was actually for his company. Now he got an explanation here. The uniform was for his company, which is a funeral escort service. Can we go back to the picture of him in uniform again? Now, I've attended a few funerals in my lifetime. I have never seen a funeral escort service wear a police outfit, maybe an all black suit, but not that. But that is his affirmative defense. He also tells the officers that he has a badge because he is an off-duty hero operator. Now, a hero operator in the state of Georgia is a person that typically works for the Georgia Department of Transportation. And they help people, they rescue individuals. So he said, that's the reason I have a badge, all right? Well, they charged him with a few things, cited him for illegal operation of an emergency vehicle. But upon further investigation, detectives learned that he has not been a hero operator since January when the Department of Transportation fired him. McKay was later accused of impersonating a public official. Investigators say it is illegal and dangerous. We don't know what he's doing. He's stopping cars, crossing cars, driving recklessly with his lights on and endangering civilians. Fox Local News reported to McKay, who has been released on bond. They spoke to the guy. He said he never claimed to be an officer. He wanted to tell his side of the story, but had to talk to his lawyer first. All right, I gotta just say this, man, don't look good for you right now. So I don't understand the need to impersonate a police officer. Now, obviously, this is not our first time covering a story like this. Let me tell you why this is important. We have seen instances where individuals who impersonate members of law enforcement or positions of supposed public trust, they utilize that trust in order to violate citizens. And so we bring it to your attention for that reason. Now, we have nothing on the record to say that this person has, let's say, brutalized another individual, violated the civil rights of somebody, okay, as the regular police would do. So we have none of that on record, all right? So obviously he didn't think he was that much of the police. Okay, Woz, what are your thoughts here?
I have too many questions, man. Where do you get this car? That's the one. I would really like to know where he got the car, how much he costs, and why are police selling police cars to the public? I don't understand that. Of like, again, if you are stripping this thing down to its bare bones and it just becomes a completely normal car, I don't even know how you could sell a cop looking car to the public, right? Like this isn't even, like some kind of Crown Vic or some of the cars or Impalas or whatever, where it's like, all right, these are cars the general public has. Like this has all the bells and whistles. So that's confusing. And then, it just reminds me, the other day, they had a Comic-Con where a bunch of Game of Thrones people went and people get to dress up as Game of Thrones characters. This guy is cosplaying police just for fun to get out of red lights. And that's all fun and games, and it's hilarious that he's doing that. I really hope he hasn't ran up in anybody's crib, taking stuff off of people. All of the terrible police abuses that we've heard about since police existed, essentially.
Yeah, quite interesting. Okay, we're gonna follow the story because I actually think he's going to launch an affirmative defense. Will be fascinating to see exactly how it lands in court. All right.